Welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome, folks.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome, friends. Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk.
Indeed, it will be.
And we got a little bit of sound echo. There you go. You got rid of it, Josh. As people probably see, I'm not at my house. I'm over at the beach this week. So I guess it's a good time as ever to remind folks, this week I'm open Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. So we'll be closed on Wednesday and Thursday. So just give you a heads up for that. And I guess
maybe he'll use the Nemo this week.
Yes, I'm planning on using a Nemo. I couldn't have used it today or yesterday because the water was a little bit bumpy, and I wanted it to be nice and flat to use that Nemo.
Well, it will be soon.
Yes, absolutely. Right now it's got a little rain. It looks like it's been trying to rain all day long. So I'll use that Nemo either Wednesday or Thursday. And I'll give everybody a report on Treasure Talk.
Okay.
Out in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, I guess we've got an exciting guest tonight, don't we, Jeff?
Yep, you got to do the housekeeping.
Yeah, so let me do that. Get going right away. Of course, today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the Treasure Talk member and guests belong solely to the guest and member, and not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Monin. And of course, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of metal detecting and treasure hunting, and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And we're going to do just that, aren't we, Jeff?
We are indeed. We are indeed. Because we got a hot one tonight.
Awesome.
I mean, one of the, when we talk about detectorists all around the world, and we've had them from all around the world on the show, and we will continue to do that. The guest tonight is one of the premier detectorists from all around the world, in my mind. So it's going to be a good show tonight. Very good show.
She's used a lot of different detectors too. So if you've got questions, be sure to type them out on Facebook. Jocelyn is following, I think, our Facebook, one of the Facebook groups. And of course, Jeff can see them all, I think, YouTube too. So just type it out and we'll try to get your question answered.
Yeah, so we got some, but we'll always have more. And it's going to be a barn burner.
Yes, it is.
Shall we get started? Because it's going to be a good one.
Absolutely. Let's bring on Liz.
Okay, everybody, you're in for a real treat tonight. If you don't know the digging Canuck, then you're going to meet her tonight, and you're going to be very, very glad you did. She does a wide variety of detecting. She does beach, parks, fields, you name it. She detects it. She bottle digs, coin roll hunts. She's got a magnet she hasn't thrown yet, but she's going to, and all kinds of stuff. She's very accomplished in every avenue of treasure hunting, and she does her own live stream on Sunday mornings, Coffee with Liz. So if you have not, and I don't know why in the world you wouldn't, subscribe to her YouTube channel. It's Digging Canuck Treasure Hunter. And you need to go and subscribe to it so you get some really, really good content. And then you can be eligible on our live streams to win all kinds of stuff and get educated and learn all kinds of stuff. So I'd say let's bring on the number one female detectorist in the world.
There we go. Number one.
Number one. Numero uno.
Oh, my.
Number one.
That's it. Numero uno. Huh?
Wow. Thank you for that introduction, both of you.
Well, Liz, we're glad you're on here. Yes, we need the drum roll. We're glad you're here with us tonight. And of course, you've got your YouTube channel, at which your videos look a little more professional than mine and Jeff's do.
Oh,
You
well,
animate them and all, make them neat.
well, when you don't find gold every day, you have to kind of work a little harder on editing your videos. So,
Yeah, they are nice. So I
thank
guess
you.
we should get started right away because we do have a bunch of questions. But first, why don't you tell us how long you've been detecting and what got you started in it?
I have been detecting for not enough years. I wish I would have picked up the hobby a lot sooner. But when I retired, I took an early retirement from policing, and I had to do something with my time. Found Thankful to have found the hobby of metal detecting, and I wasn't too successful in the beginning, but I just knew that there had to be more, and the finds had to get better, and they did. Better detectors, you work your way up to better technology, and then your finds do get better. So that is what got me started. And like I said, I really wish that I had found the hobby sooner. And I am so envious of all these young detectorists who are very young and they just find treasure hunting, because I think it's wonderful.
Oh, it is.
Well, we can blame ourselves for that, for helping them out because we did, because they've seen us all over YouTube and Facebook, and they say, hey, and they watch your live streams, and boom, they say, hey, this is something I'd want to do, and they do.
Hmm.
So
So
give yourself a pat on the back.
ab- absolutely for that. Liz, now you picked metal detecting. What made you pick that hobby?
I I really don't know. I was on YouTube one day and I don't even know how I found Nugget Noggin, but I saw him detecting and I thought it was pretty interesting. And once you get into metal detecting, it's not just metal detecting. Treasure hunting is huge. There's a lot of different things you can do. So I started with the metal detecting, and then I met up with Metal Pirate Girl in Buffalo. We did some bottle digging, and I was absolutely hooked with that. And then I also found out that you could go magnet fishing, you could do coin roll hunting. I've started going on days where the weather is not conducive to any sort of treasure hunting. I've gone to some thrift stores. There's amazing things to be found, and it's just you just never know. You never know what you're going to find in a hole or on the shelf of a store or anything like that. It's amazing and it's wonderful.
Yeah, I guess that would it all lends itself to the name treasure hunting. That's what we're really doing.
Exactly.
We're searching for treasures, and I see all kinds of stuff happen in the store. People bring in their finds and show them to me all the time. And this past week, a gentleman brought in a necklace he had found,
Mm.
and it was 35 grams of 18K. So
Wow.
that's what I said. Wow. And
Wow.
then
Wow.
and like you're mentioning the thrift stores, I have other friends who do those, and they always are bringing in like Tupperware containers full of their silver and stuff. Every once in a
Yeah.
while, they'll hit some gold, but they buy for like next to nothing in a thrift store. So I always
Mhm.
find that fascinating. But
Yeah.
to me, it's too hard rooting through all this stuff. So I'd
It
rather,
it doesn't happen you're not gonna find that gold or that silver every day, but it does happen every now and then.
yeah, my wife used to yard sale a lot, and she would
Mm.
always bring the gold and the
Yeah.
silver home and just make me envious of her yard sale finds. So, how you doing over there, Jeff?
I'm good. I'm good. If I was any better, I'd be guilty.
Oh goodness, it looks like somebody keeps texting me something, and I can't read it because I'm on my laptop today, and I can't I can't see that good on my laptop. So
I don't know.
I'll
I've been
catch you
getting
later.
text.
Whoever texted me that. Oh, it looks like we got the banner up already. Somebody's
Yes, we
moving.
do.
So it
Yes.
looks like we must be going to do something early in the show today.
Yes, we are, because uh, I am old, but I am not completely without faculties. So I've been noticing that there's a big uptick at about 7:45 in the show every week. That's just before we do our giveaways. So we're going to be just crazy. We're going to do one of the giveaways. Liz is giving away 2 coins tonight. We're going to do one now and we'll do one later, and I don't know exactly when. And that's the way it's going to be from now on. We never know when we're going to do the giveaway. It may be in the first 5 minutes. It may not be till the last 5 minutes, but we're going to change it up. So with that being said, we're going to give away, she's giving away 2 coins, and we're going to give her away the colorized
Let's
quarter.
see.
That's with got the Canadian flag on it, right? That's that one right there. So
Yeah,
that's what we're going to give away. Now, you all know you had to
right
be
there.
tuned in to win, and you had to use a phrase that I have subscribed to the Diggin' Canuck Treasure Hunter on YouTube. And if you haven't, you should, and you need to. So get your fingers ready, because you'll have 3 minutes once your name is called to text or messenger to Phil or myself with your name and that you are here. And you see the telephone numbers going across the bottom of the screen, or you can Facebook Messenger us. And then what you have to do after I recognize that you are here, or Phil does, and we know that you're the winner, then you've got to send an email. Let me put that up. You've got to send the email to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com with your name, address, and phone number. All 3 of those: name, address, and phone number. And I will get it to Liz, and then she will send out your prize. But that's the only way we accept it. So get ready. You got 3 minutes. It is 13 minutes past the hour. So at 16 minutes past the hour, if you haven't come, text it direct. I'm going to go to another name. So Miss Kimberly Crema, you just won the quarter from Liz Cabral.
Right
Nice.
on.
So, Jeff, I like how you have your banner rolling through the screen. When I was doing it when you were in Canada on your train trip, mine was stationary, and I couldn't figure out why it didn't spin like that, roll through. But it looks cool now. You
I
can't
don't
do
know.
everything perfectly, I guess.
Well, but you
But
did a really good job.
Yes.
it worked. It got done. All right, Liz, let's ask you some more questions. Now, we talked earlier, you are using a day as 2 now. How about with your Canadian coins? 'Cause-
Oh, yeah. Like we were talking about earlier before the show went live. I've only been detecting with the Deus 2 since April. And even then, it's been really dry. And then with Mr. Canuck having a heart attack a couple months ago, I haven't been out as much as I have usually. Um, but the Deus 2 on park mode, and that's in the parks. I've been trying to learn the park mode. In park mode, the Deus 2 really does not like our Canadian clad. When years prior, when I was strictly using the ORX, I was coming out with like $10 of clad every time I went. There was just something about the way it hits on clad. But I've noticed with the Deus 2 that every time I get an O2, and it's kind of a wonky signal, it doesn't sound very good at all, but it's O2, O2, O2. It's clad. So I take it up.
and that's because it's got the stainless steel in it, correct?
Yeah, the Canadian clad is made up of a lot of, well, garbage metals inside the nice covering, and the Deus 2 does not like it.
I wonder if you were you running in multi-frequency, maybe if you ran a different frequency, if it would hit harder on it.
Yeah, I see. I'm wondered about that because the ORX is I usually run it in. Well, it's a single frequency, but you can pick different frequencies,
Right.
but it's a single frequency, and that's probably it, Phil. And I will try that one day. I will try just using a single frequency on the Deus 2 and see if it hits better.
So you use the park mode basically because you like the square tones.
Yes, and I have been dabbling with using the full tones as well, which I think sound really, really nice. But predominantly in the parks, I was told to learn one program at a time and not dabble in too many until you really, until you really have a grasp of the one program. So for now, it's park in the parks.
Well, I think you are so talented that I don't believe that that's going to be necessary. I really don't, because you can go in, you can use, the general program. You can change it to square tones, and customize it. You can do, sensitive full tones or high conductors, and still put it into the square tones. So try it with a few of the other programs and just change from the dais tones to the square tones,
Mm,
and then you can still go in and adjust. Put bottle cap project on and all
mm,
that kind of stuff. And I think um, your clad finds in the parks will jump right up.
hmm.
So, Jeff, did we get our winner?
We did. Miss
Oh,
Kimberly Kramer texted and has done the email, so she's on top of it and she's getting a quota.
yeah. And she got her earlier in the show, too.
That's right. Because she
That,
was watching.
That's right.
that's That's awesome. So, Liz, I've got a list of questions that some people wrote in. And
Hmm.
the first one is from John David, and he's asking two questions here. How do you ask for permission? That's the first question.
Oh, I don't. Being in the city, I'm not. There's not really too many permissions right now, or to get. But I like to do word of mouth, and if I am having a good conversation with somebody, it doesn't matter where I am. I could be at the store, at the checkout at the store. It doesn't matter. But if I'm having a nice conversation, I will drop a business card and just say, "Hey, if you so and so." But as far as knocking on doors, I really don't live in that kind of an area. Thankfully, though, I must say, and I want to thank my good friend John, for taking me out to his farm permissions because I've been doing very, very well there.
Okay, so if you don't like to, or you're not in the area to ask people, get a good friend named John to help you out with some fines, with some
It helps. It helps a lot.
information. See, I'm fortunate because my wife loves to talk to people, and she gets me permissions all the time. If she sees
Perfect.
a sign on a property, and I say, "Oh, I'd like to hunt that," she gets the number, calls them up, and makes it happen.
Perfect. Perfect. Right
So
on, Jocelyn. Right on.
she has no problem cold calling somebody and saying, "Hey, my husband wants to metal detect your property." So, and most of the time, she gets me the permission, so I'm
Awesome.
happy as can be.
Good
It's
Okay,
stuff.
Christmas all year long.
yes. So John David also asks, how many days a week do you hunt?
Oh, like I said, this has been trying, shall I say, a trying few months. But normally during the week, I get out at least 3 times a week.
3 times a week. That's good.
Yeah,
If you thought about it, you got 3 times a week for a few hours a day. I mean, that's good exercise doing all that walking. For sure.
absolutely. Absolutely.
All righty.
Digging up and down, digging. Of
Yeah.
course, there's been some, if you go back and look at your videos, other than, the field hunts with John, um, you got some really nice parks up
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, they're pretty big. So it
Yeah.
takes you a good while to cover the area. So,
Yeah, not only that, but you can really move around. I don't like digging too many holes in one small area, only because I'd like to give time for the plugs to heal. So when there's a bigger park, I can kind of move around the whole park, and my holes are really really spaced out, as opposed to having a smaller park where you're digging in a very small area. I think it's nice to space out your holes.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that is a real good idea if you're in a large park. Now, I guess your parks are metal detector friendly then. You know,
Yes, thank goodness. I live in a great city and I have great surrounding towns where metal detecting is allowed.
Yeah, because some parks and in my area don't allow you to metal detect. Other ones they don't allow you to metal detect, but I see guys do it all the time. And I guess they make sure that, like you say, they don't dig deep holes, and they make sure they're filled properly, and nobody
Yes.
knows they were even detecting. So
Exactly. I think that has a lot to do with it. And I've had groundskeepers and grounds crews, come by and they're kind of curious as to what, if I found anything interesting or anything like that. But they see that you cannot see where I was digging, so they're not concerned.
right, especially if you leave holes out, you're going to get run out. I can
Oh, for sure.
guarantee you that.
Yes, for sure.
Then it would ruin the hobby for everybody.
Yes.
So you want to make sure you cover your holes and make it look like you weren't even there.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to some places where it's quite obvious that there's open holes and just holes that weren't really tamped down or there was no care taken in these holes. I get the heck out of there because I'm not going to dig a hole where those kind of holes exist because I don't want to be blamed for anybody.
Yes. Yeah, you would take the heat for it for sure.
Exactly.
All
Well,
right.
Gene P wants to know if you use the XY screen on the dais too.
I do. I do sometimes, not as often as some people are strict XY screens. I can see it when they do their videos, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I actually forget. I'm just so excited about getting out to a spot. I just turn it on, do my noise cancel, and then I'm detecting. But I have had good experience with the XY. I just forget sometimes.
Now, Jeff, do you use the XY when you're beach hunting?
Oh yeah, yep.
Now, can you use that? I use the large numbers on it. So, can you toggle back and forth from that?
Yeah, yeah, if you need to. Most of the time on the beach, I've been a tone hunter. Now, if we're hunting in the water, obviously it doesn't make any difference. But most of the time, on the beach, if I get a signal, I'll dig it because you can tell. The thing with the day is too, if it's irony at all, you're going to get iron sound
Hmm.
in there. I mean, it might be a decent signal, and you'll learn to differentiate between them. But the DS2 is so accurate that I seldom even look at the screen on the beach. Sometimes I'll look at the numbers to see because gold comes in a certain range on the DS2. But other than that, no, I like that. And the XY screen, you cannot hardly fool the XY screen.
All right. Well, Jocelyn just handed me a question off of Facebook from Brian King, and Liz, he'd like to know if you hunt school grounds, and if so, do you find them productive? If they allow you to hunt them in your area?
I used to dig elementary schools. Don't really do that anymore. I find that the high schools have better finds in the ground. There's clad, of course, because you're gonna get that in the city, clad, and then you get jewelry as well. So to me, I prefer high schools unless it's a very old school in my city. Then I will actually do that if it's an old property.
Yeah, here our schools are all fenced in, and you
Mm.
can't pretty much get on them. Sometimes their front yard, and I used to hunt those years ago, and I liked it when they tore a school down. That was awesome because I've been on the site of three different ones where they tore the school down, or they dug the whole front yard up and made a
Ah.
parking lot. That was
Hmm.
awesome.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if you had old coins, because they were schools built in the teens and 20s.
Hmm. Yes.
But yeah, I imagine high schools would have a lot more jewelry, so it would be more productive to hunt those for sure.
And the students are carrying more money. I mean, they got part-time jobs and stuff like that. So they're dropping more money too.
For sure. All
Yeah,
righty. I've
but
got a
unfortunately, the jewelry they're wearing is all junkers.
Wow, sadly, most of it is. Most of
Well,
it
Phil, you
is.
found what, two rings today, and they're
and,
junkers.
and they're junkers. It's the story of my life now. I'm finding a lot of jewelry, but it's all junk. All right.
Uh,
This question is from Rick Shabbat, and he wants to know, Liz, what is your favorite find?
my favorite find is going to be the the old British artillery badge that I found in a very old part of a neighboring town. That one was, I got that with the MindLab Equinox, and it's very very boggy and very muddy in this. I call it an old pasture. Very muddy, and you could only get in there maybe 2 times a year because it's always just submerged. But I had this really, really good signal on the Equinox, and it was faint, but it was a good signal. I just kept digging, digging, and then like I'm at the 1 foot, and I still hear it, and I'm like, "Come on, this is probably junk." But something in me said to keep digging it, so I kept digging it, and almost at the 2 foot mark, I actually, and like I said before, this dirt is very, it's kind of boggy in there, so I would imagine that's probably why my signal went down to almost 2 feet. But when I first pulled it out, I there was an elephant. It was a badge shaped like a bat wing, and there was an elephant on it. Now, when I saw that elephant, I knew it was really, really special because there's no elephants on anything in Canada. Like beavers, yes, but no elephants. So I knew that it was pretty amazing. And then I did some research, and it came back to an old British cavalry unit from the late 1700s who fought in a bunch of battles. And the biggest battle that they fought in was in India, and that's when they put the elephant on the badge. And then after being victorious in India, they came to Canada to fight in the War of 1812. And I dug it up in a field.
That's an amazing story, and fine too. I would say that that's probably one of your top
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
top
That one's going to be hard to beat.
Yes. Hey, this question here, Jocelyn just handed me, is from Roy Goodall, and he's saying, asking, do you hunt campgrounds?
Campgrounds. No, I think maybe once on a vacation I was hunting the campground, but wasn't an old spot or anything like that. So I don't have I haven't had opportunity to do that. But that's not to rule out that I wouldn't. But I just haven't had that opportunity come along yet.
Yeah, I know Roy. He was in the shop last week, and he does do a lot. He's got a camper, so he does a lot of campground hunting. So
Hmm.
um, that was a good question.
Yeah,
I guess
Mark
if you had,
Gorilla wanted to know if you ever hunted Buffalo, New York.
I actually have hunted buffalo, New York with Metal Pirate Girl many years back. I didn't. I think I had the Equinox, and I think we went to a park. That was the time that we went bottle digging, so I just brought the Equinox along, but didn't have more than an hour in a park, and I got American clad.
But not a Mercury dime.
No, it still eludes me, but I will get that Mercury one day.
Well, that was another question from Jersey Ray Diggs. Wanted to know what your white whale was. And I think it's probably the Mercury dime, ain't it?
I'd love to dig a Mercury dime. I like, just because I like the way it looks. The Winged Liberty is really, really cool. And I would love to dig a three ringer or any kind of Civil War bullet. I mean, if it was Confederate, I'd be like fainting on the spot. But I'd like to dig some case. I'd like to dig some American Civil War artifacts. I think it would be absolutely amazing.
no, you're in Canada, so have you dug any mini balls, round
Uh,
balls?
I've actually did last, I think it was last fall. I was a guest on a local metal detecting TV show, and we were detecting just east of. Oh, I'm starting to get. I can. Is that me? Is that me
No, you're
echoing?
fine.
Okay. Um, so
Maybe it's mine.
we were detecting on a just east of a very famous 1812 battle that we had in a nearby town, and I actually dug a 69 caliber musket ball, which was actually authenticated by the Battle Museum. So that was pretty cool. I've dug those. I've dug some Victorian different bullets that were used by the military. I think I think, and then the elephant badge that I also dug as
Yeah.
well. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, we got an explanation from the Key Date Kid, whom we lovingly know as Excalibur Shovels. He says that the winged liberty, the wings on her head means freedom of thought.
Ah, that's why I like that. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, Casey would know those kind of things.
He would actually, yes.
All righty. Well, I'm traveling down my list here, and this one is from Chuck Martin, and he's asking, "What was your weirdest find?"
Weirdest find. I think it was maybe the second year of metal detecting. I was in a park, and I dug. Well, I know what it is now, but at the time I didn't know what it was. There was a container, and had Heineken beer on it, and didn't
Not
had
Modelo?
no, not Modelo. It was Heineken beer, and it came apart, and there were prongs on the inside of both sides. Right, you put it together. I had absolutely zero idea what that was. Only later to find out that it was a marijuana bud grinder. I had no idea. I'd never seen one, but that's kind of the weirdest thing I've ever found.
Okay.
See, I have no experience with a wacky thing.
Yeah, especially being a police officer, and one might have thought you might have seen that kind of
I
thing.
had never seen I didn't even know they existed.
All righty. Well, let me keep going down my list.
Well, before you get to your next question, Practical Ken wants to know if she's going to dig stock in October.
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. This one is from Tom Becker, and he's asking, "Have you?" Oh, I can't read my own handwriting. I don't have a printer to print it off my computer today, so I had to write it. Oh, he says you've had, which I know this, you've had a chance to use the Equinox, the Deus 2. Have you tried the Legend? Have you seen that?
No, I have not tried a legend. I'm open to trying a legend, but have not. I am not brand worthy. I will try any detector because different detectors work in different circumstances, different soil, different ground conditions, different weather conditions. I am not. I'll try any detector as long as it finds me stuff. I'm happy, and that's all that matters.
Okay, so you've used the Equinox and the Deus 2.
Hmm.
Do you still have your Equinox?
No, I actually sold my Equinox just before I got the Deus 2. I'm down to my ORX as well as my Deus 2. I mean, I've had a lot of detectors. Like I said, I'm not very brand loyal and I don't get attached to a detector. Um, it's almost like they're a commodity to me. I can buy and sell.
Yeah.
Well, we have an offer for you, Canuck, from Liam. Liam Luke Hamilton. He says, Liz, you can try my legend.
There you go. I hope to be meeting Liam later this week, and I will take you up on that, Liam.
So back to the question about the Equinox and the Deus 2. Since you don't have the Equinox, I guess you really love your Deus 2 then, huh?
I do. To me, the weight of a detector is a big part for me. I am not that big anymore, and swinging a detector, like when we go out in the fields, we're swinging from like 8:30 till I don't know till like 2-3 o'clock. Um, it's it's difficult to swing a detector that's heavy or the bottom or the coil is heavy. It's too much for me. I just want to be light and just like scoot around. That's it.
Yeah. And right now you've got the Deus 2 with the 11-inch coil, but I imagine you're wanting the smaller coils like you
Yes,
had with
I
the.
do.
I'd like to see the same size coil on the Deus 2 that the ORX had, that little
Oh, that you know what?
5
For
by
me,
10.
that would be perfect. That would be perfect.
Yeah, because they still go plenty deep
Oh,
and
for
just have
sure.
all the same features.
Hmm.
Now, what type of digging tools do you use?
Right there. I am exclusive with Excalibur shovels, as well as the hand digger. They can. I mean, I know this isn't a commercial for Excalibur, but the shovels are amazing. They can even like come apart. Some of the Merlin comes apart. I can put it. As I did. I put one in my backpack. Went out bottle digging. Can travel with it in a suitcase. And they come in pretty colors. You know, whatever color you want. Casey will probably do it for you. So it's wonderful. I mean, look at there. I got pink, purple, and black and gold.
Yeah, it's I can see them. It's just you're in view, but that they're like a little fuzzy in the background, but I can still make them out that they're the Excalibur shovels.
And I gotta say that in a park or wherever you go, and if you have a pink shovel, people aren't going to look at you like, "Hey, she's got a shovel and she's digging holes." They're, the pink kind of takes away from that.
I'll have to start using a pink shovel.
Well,
Actually, in the park, I'm doing the little hand digger, and
Yeah.
that gets old after doing about 60 of those. The next
Oh,
day,
yeah.
oh, do you feel it? That makes
Mhm.
it tough for sure. Oh, darn it, the banner's spinning again, Jeff. You got to cut me off, buddy.
Yeah, we're going to give away the silver dime. Hold it up, Miss Canuck.
I don't have it here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Anyways, this is the second part of the giveaway. And like we go over it again, you have to be tuned in to win. You had to use the phrase, I have subscribed to Diggin' Canuck on YouTube. Now, when I call your name, you will have 3 minutes to text or Facebook Messenger to either Phil or myself. Our phone numbers are scrolling along the bottom of the screen, or you can Facebook Messenger us with your name and you are here. And you will have 3 minutes. So it is going to be 38 minutes after the hour. And so by 42 minutes after the hour, if you haven't contacted us, I'm going on to another name. So, Mr. Bob Marks,
Bob
you
Mark.
are number one on the list for a Canadian silver dime.
And that I just want to say that's a 1967 mint uncirculated, never been touched by human hands, and it's really, really nice. 80% silver.
Now, were all the Canadian coins silver like the US before 64, or what were your years?
Ours is 1968.
68, they
Yeah, all
stopped
those.
making the silver.
Yeah, the year 1968. The coins will go both ways, so you can have some that are silver and some that are not. So you have to test them.
Right. And the ones that are, I guess, 1968 and newer, they're not the stainless ones. They're probably like a regular clad coin like we have here.
Yes, yes,
And then,
they're. I'm not sure what the composition is inside, but they're all not coated. I don't know what the term is, but they're
well,
not good. They're not good.
when did they start like making those quarters that are stainless? You know, when the like I run a Canadian quarter on my detector a lot of times,
Hmm.
it wouldn't pick it up. It would be you put an all metal and give you a negative number on an older detector.
Hmm.
Do you know when they started making those?
Gee, Phil.
Okay, just curious because the your coins are just act different than our clad coins.
Well, especially when the toonie, the $2 coin actually has a center that is different than the outer band. So that, I mean, that's why it's a good thing if you do get a new detector. And if you're into clad, not everybody's into detecting clad, is to just do some tests at home and see what the numbers come up on your detectors with some different settings.
Absolutely. That with any detector, get the coins that are in your area, get silver
Hmm.
coins, get whatever, and put your little test garden down. If you don't want to do a
Hmm.
test garden, just lay them on the ground and go over them. Learn your
Yeah.
coin. That's good.
Well, aren't some of the Canadian coins magnetic?
Yes. 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 Some of the newer pennies, well, we stopped having the penny in 2012, but some of them were magnetic and some were not.
Yeah, I noticed when we were up there that no pennies, and there are a lot more coins are used, like the Looney and Tooney
Yes.
and that kind of stuff. Where you know, here in the States, we still got pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters,
Hmm.
half dollars, and all that kind of stuff. But
Hmm.
Canada's done it quite differently, and I have to say their paper money is kind of unique. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's polymer and it's waterproof. It's like kind of like plastic.
Yeah, that's cool. That way it floats and it doesn't disintegrate in the water.
Exactly.
That's neat. Hey, I've got a question here from Rick Tumpleson. Says, ask Liz if she's had any luck hunting the smaller sledding hills and ski hills in the springtime. Have
There
you done
is
that?
one. There is one beside me. I'm not going to travel too far to go to a ski hill to get clad, but there is a sledding hill just nearby, and there's clad, and it's it's just you can use your hand digger, and that it's you're not even making a plug. You're just kind of flicking it out and out it pops, but it's all clad.
Yeah, that
It's
would be.
something to do.
Yeah, I'll
We
dig
have our
that.
winner.
We got a winner.
Yep,
Awesome.
Mr. Marks was in the house.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
He sent the text and he's already sent the email, so we are
Wonderful.
good to go.
Good
Well, he's
stuff.
on the
Good
ball
stuff.
for sure. So, Liz, what is the oldest coin that you have dug there in Canada?
The oldest coin I dug was in one of my friend John's permissions, very, very early homestead, late 1700s homestead. And it was oh my goodness. I'm like, it was the coin with the harp from Ireland. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm like,
I've never heard of that one.
yeah, I'm having a bit of a brain cramp right now.
So, was it an Irish coin?
Yes, but it was used here because we didn't have currency in the late 1700s, early 1800s.
Well, somebody out there knows what it's called.
Yeah,
So
and I know what it's called. I'm just having a you know what
Well,
Hibernia. There you go. Thank you, Nick. It
Hibernia.
was a
somebody,
Hibernia
Nick
coin.
Haas just said, "Hi, Bernie."
Yeah, Nick knows. Nick knows coins. Hibernia. That's my oldest coin.
So
And you can
Canada.
see the harp on the one side. The other side isn't very pretty, but still.
So when did Canada start minting its own coins?
Holy smokes, Phil. This
I'm trying
is-
to stump the Liz.
oh my goodness. We have I don't know when the exact first coin was made. I believe the large cents oh my goodness. 1870s. I
just
see it
wing it.
now.
He won't know.
Well, that's close enough. We'll say that's
Oh
one.
my goodness.
It was in
Jeez.
the 1800s, Phil.
Yeah, well, the U.S. We're short of coins, so a lot of if you're
Yeah.
on really old sites, you'll find Spanish coins, Mexican coins, all different
Yeah.
coins.
That's
You
true.
know, in Florida, especially, back in the 1860s when all the crackers were here, rounding up all the cattle and sending them to Cuba, they paid them in Spanish gold.
Right. And I'm sure they
So,
got Spanish silver too, and
yeah,
coins from them.
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's why I was curious on when they started minting their own because
Yeah. I
I
mean,
guess you have a chance of finding all different coins too because
oh, we
Canada.
could, yeah, British. There's British, the British penny coins. There are the Irish coins. There's yeah, the Spanish silver as well. Um, oh my goodness, Joe Vizzi says I need to be a Canadian coin expert.
Yeah, that's the sausage man.
That's
Um,
Big Poppy.
yeah.
Thanks, Joe.
Stacy
Thank you.
Rasenko wants to know what the discount code for the discount this month on your store.
I'm sorry.
Stacy R.
Oh,
wants to
okay.
know, what is the discount code for the discount this month in your store? I'm assuming she means the spring store.
It's summer 10. Summer 10. That'll give you 10% off anything in my spring Teespring store.
Cool.
See? Very good. You're on top of it, Stacy. Good girl.
I'm glad somebody is.
Well, we're still trying to figure out when we got coins and
I
money
know.
here in the U.S.
Oh goodness.
Uh,
Well, it is neat that you can find other coins from other countries,
yeah.
especially older coins. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's cool and learning about them. I
Mm-hmm.
know Jeff, he got to go over to England and do some hunting and find some really old coins over there.
Yeah,
Um, we're lucky here if we get something from the uh, s- shoot early 1900s. You're lucky sometimes.
yeah.
I
We
was
don't get a lot
fortunate.
of.
I've got some Spanish coins, silver
Mm-hmm.
coins that I dug in Tampa that
Mm-hmm.
were from the late 1600s, but they're the size, I guess, would be a 1 real. And
Wow.
but they just had them at a fort site. They just had whatever coins they had.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but that's really neat that you get the British coins too,
Oh
because
yes.
Canada
Mm-hmm.
was a British colony then for a long time,
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
then
she
Exactly.
finds stuff from the future too.
there you go.
She did.
uh,
I
Now, the find of a lifetime.
the find of a life with my flux capacitor
That's right, the flux capacitor.
from the Back to the Future car.
that's that's funny.
Like I said, it's what I think is amazing about the hobby. There's no other hobby, I don't believe, that you just have no idea. Could be the find of a lifetime. It's incredible.
It is, and sometimes just a silver coin, like you said, you were wanting to find the Mercury dime. Those that can be a find of a lifetime because I know a lot of people dig a lot of clad and never dug any silver coins.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
they just beach hunt and dig clad, and they're not worried about finding a silver coin. Other people, that's all they live for. They if they don't
Yeah.
find a silver coin every week, they're
Mm-hmm.
jonesing for a silver coin.
Well,
Yeah.
every once in a while on the beach, you will find an old coin. I know the
Yeah.
Mumbles man, we were hunting down Daytona and he found a V nickel on the beach. But I think what happens is some kid or grandchild raided the coin
Yeah.
collection, the stash, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Yes.
Um, so we had a question from Mike Mayo, and he wants to know if you take Miley with you for protection when you hunt.
Miley is very protective of myself and my family members. Um, she's not what I would call a your typical pet as far as other dogs is concerned. I mean, she would never. She would go through fire if I asked her to go through fire. She would do it with in a heartbeat without any hesitation. But I just find it's best that she stay home when I go detecting.
What type of dog is it?
Oh, she's a German Shepherd.
German Shepherd. Okay.
Yeah, she's extremely protective of us.
Yeah, dogs are good. I used to, I guess it's about 30 years ago, I had a big boxer and I
Oh,
would go detect him by myself in some pretty tough areas where they had taken a school down, and that dog would come with me, and he was about 85 pounds,
mm-hmm.
and he was gentle as can be, but he didn't like to walk a lot. He liked to when I'm digging a hole, he would sit and lay down, and he
Mm-hmm.
would follow me to the next hole. Never needed a leash on him or anything, but
Wow.
nobody ever bothered me when they saw that dog.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
can understand that.
Yes.
so,
Yes.
he just looked bad, but he wasn't. So sometimes you need that, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, it don't hurt sometimes.
No,
Yeah.
it does
It
not.
definitely don't hurt sometimes.
Mhm.
So, Liz, what is your favorite piece of jewelry you dug?
My favorite piece of jewelry, I'm gonna have to say, was and I have a video on it. It was the dragon silver ring. It looks like it's. I wish I had it here. I should have brought some stuff, but it was silver and it was from the 1950s. And it's like really substantial. I thought it was a biker's ring at first because it's massive and it's got some red beads for the eyes and then for the mouth as well. And I found that along a hike just off of a hiking trail in the Hamilton Escarpment, which is like our we call the mountain. wooded area, and just off the beaten path, like just off the trail, and I thought it was cancel at first, and then I looked at it a little and cleaning it off, it was actually a ring, and that's my favorite piece of jewelry that I've found.
Now, let me ask you something. Up there in your city, do you hunt curb strips?
I probably in the lower city there's still curb strips in the lower city. Up here, not so much. And I got to tell you, Jeff, if up here, if you were to put a shovel in anybody's curb strip, I think those people would be out in moments, and there'd be some fisticuffs.
Well, it may not be like it is here because here is
Yeah.
public
Yeah.
property. The curb strips are.
They are public property, but people take possession of their curb strips, and they mow the lawn, they manicure it. And like I said, if you were to start digging around in somebody's curb strip, would not be a good thing.
They might take offense.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure they take offense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've had guys here say they run into people who took offense to it, and they
Yeah.
just move on to the next one.
Mhm.
Don't even bother having an argument with them. They
Yeah.
just
Well,
go
it never pays to argue.
yeah.
You
How
know,
about
just-
have you ever done any where they pulled the sidewalks up or dug roads out? Have you ever done any of that, Liz?
No, me not personally, but friends of mine have, and they found some really old coins in side, especially in the lower city where all the history is. They found some really really old coins, so they're there. I mean, there's amazing stuff under sidewalks. They just have to tear them up and give you the chance to hunt them.
Yeah, that's the neat thing. If you can get a sidewalk that's torn up over the weekend and there's nobody working there, you just go hunt the sidewalk tear out. And
Hmm.
and I've never had anybody say, "Hey, you can't do that."
Yeah.
If they did, I'd say, "Okay, I'm leaving." But I would do the sidewalk tear outs whenever in the old areas. I'd love that.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you always find wheat pennies, mercury dimes, barber dimes, stuff
Hmm.
like that. It's just fun to find the old silver and old coins. And there was a sidewalk tear out that was like close to downtown Tampa. And actually, it was a big construction site. And friends I know had permission to go on the site, but I didn't have permission to go on it.
Hmm.
But the sidewalk was all torn out around the outside of it. And I hit that and I
Yeah.
did better than they were doing inside. I found $2 half.
I totally believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you find a silver $half is a good
Mhm.
day.
Yes.
So
Now, when you talk about the city where you live, Hamilton, you talk about the lower part, the older part.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yes.
is it just older houses, or is it kind of become the rundown area? Or
Oh no, not the rundown area. It's the older part. The lower city was settled before the mountain. It's not really a mountain, but it's an escarpment. But the lower city was settled before the upper city was. And when an industry came to my town, that's where everybody settled down. And plus, we're beside a harbor, so everybody was settled down below. And then they started making incline railways to get up to the mountain, and then people slowly started to move up here, up onto the mountain. But the oldest parts of the city are down below.
a lot of really
Actually,
old,
Liam,
old houses?
yeah, Liam digs a lot in the escarpment and in the railway inclines where the old railway inclines were. Yeah, he finds a lot of old stuff there.
Well, Liam, you're going to have to get some decent permissions down there, some of those old houses, and give her a call. Take her along.
does he find the silver coins down there?
Oh, lately he's been finding some really really good. We had an event in our city the other day for we had a book signing for this. It was for local artists, but then I wrote 5 pages in a book that was just put out about metal detecting. So, and Liam was in the book as well. So we had an event where we showing our finds in the downtown at this event, and Liam had some really nice silver coins that he dug. He's an accomplished detectorist at such a young age.
Yeah, you know, you've met him, Phil, because he's the one that won the legend.
Yes. Yeah, he won the legend. That is so
Mhm.
cool that so he's
Yeah.
finding some silver and some old
Yeah.
coins with
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Well,
I
I
just,
think he's finally now he's in his growth spurt, so it's not so awkward
yeah,
for him.
well, he can grow into that detector for
Yeah.
sure.
Hmm.
I've got a comment here from Big League Tibbs, and he says, I found a couple old Spanish coins in curb strips in St. Pete, Florida. So they're around there,
Oh, absolutely.
because before they put a lot of these housing developments in like my neighborhood, there was a lot of orange groves and farms in this area.
Hmm.
And then they started putting houses in the teens and 20s. So a lot of times you'll find old farm implements in somebody's yard. You wonder how that got there. Well, that's how it got there. It was a
Exactly.
farm or an orange grove
Hmm.
Yeah.
before it became a neighborhood.
Yes.
And they had coins too, and they lost stuff. People lose stuff everywhere, as we all know.
Hmm.
Okay, we got Gene P wants to know what's the name of the book you wrote a piece for.
I could act. Should I get one? Can I get it? Can I just
Sure, go get it.
check out like 2 seconds?
Go
Sure.
right ahead.
All right. I'll just. Can I do this? Hang on.
It
All
just
right.
take.
She took herself out.
I know.
Well, I'll just use this time to remind folks, hey guys, I'm open this week, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Big Poppy will be in there on Saturday, as you can tell by my background here. And I've already had some comments, I think, from Big Poppy. He said I need to change the curtains here. Well, they're not my curtains, Joe. So he said it should have been a blue color. But I'll be there Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Only he would notice the curtains. Because he's used to that. The name of Vizi saying it's curtains.
It's curtains for you. Yeah, he
That's
always tells me I'm going to get a fashion citation.
it. Yeah.
This is the book, and you know what? I've got. Oh,
We saw it.
The real
I
hunter.
I have this for some reason it's blurring my background. Okay, that's better. There it is. There's the
real
book.
hunter.
The
It's
relic
called,
hunter.
it's called The Relic Hunter,
The relic hunter.
Buried Treasure in Hamilton.
Now, where's it available?
It's available. I can put a link. I can put a link on my channel, but it is available locally. There it is, right there.
Yeah, put a link on your channel
Yeah,
because everybody needs to go subscribe anyway.
yeah. And can I just say about the book? I was asked to write up to provide a paragraph on my 5 best finds for the book, and I started writing, and it turned into 5 pages. So I gave them my 5 pages, and the editor of the book liked it so much he didn't change a word, and he just published my 5 pages in their entirety, which I thought was wonderful.
Well, see, I didn't know you were an accomplished author too.
Well, 5 pages in a book. I'm going to
Hey.
say that I'm going to say that I'm published.
That's right. A page
Absolutely.
is a page.
Exactly.
Published, for sure.
You know.
Yeah, and
So,
and he didn't even editorize it. He
That's
didn't
right.
edit
You
it.
didn't have
So
to
that's
use any
perfect.
red ink. Now, as the fall comes up and they harvest the crops, you'll be back out in some fields, won't you?
Yes, John has some amazing permissions, and he's advised me that he has even more permissions. So I would imagine that once the crops are off the fields, we'll be detecting the fields until the snow starts. I would imagine.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Mhm.
that. Hopefully, we'll have late snows, and it won't be 40 below zero up there for you.
That would be
But,
really really good.
and
Yeah,
now that you're getting used to that day is too, you're
Mhm.
going to rock it.
Yeah, I'm got my fingers crossed. Yes.
Oh, you will. The Deus 2 is a killer machine in the field, so um,
I think
you
it's a
would do
killer
well.
machine all around, Jeff.
I do too. I do
Mhm.
too.
You know,
I really
it's,
do.
coins, relics, beach, everything. People are
Yeah,
doing this
I just
huge
need more time on it. That's all.
Well, you're getting there.
Hmm.
It's either rainy or cold, and plus you've had a lot to deal with this year.
Yeah. Hmm.
But thank the Lord, all good wishes and the prayers that were sent.
Hmm.
Mr. Canuck is doing much better.
Yes.
So, um, we're all very, very thankful for that. And we're going to be even more thankful when you start popping out the more videos.
I know you're on treasure.
Some of those
Yes.
good finds.
Yes.
So I think we've reached our witching hour, Philip.
Me too.
Yes, we have. It looks like it's that time. I think we're over it, Jeff.
Yes, we are.
Well, we had an excellent guest, so she made us run long.
That's right.
That's the way it is. Well, Liz, thank you for coming on here with us. It's always a pleasure talking with you. And thank you, Jocelyn, for handing me the phones and telling everybody where I was at in St. Petersburg. And thank you, Jeff, for running the show. You always do an excellent job at it.
Well, you do a great job, and we had an outstanding guest tonight.
Yes.
I
So,
appreciate. I totally appreciate you. You both having me on again. I really do.
Well, you'll be on again. You'll be on with me Thursday night.
That's right.
There you
Yeah,
go.
if you don't know, Treasure Tales Thursday night. I'm just going to tell you who we got, just for kicks. Okay, we have got Dirty Paws Detecting Thursday night on Treasure Tales. So make sure that you join the Digging Canuck and myself as we are going to bring you Treasure Tales, and it'll be a good show. So, Lizzie, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your busy day and time away from your family and to come and join us tonight. You're always one of our favorite people.
Thank
and a favorite among everybody. So with that, we're going to get on out of here and we're going to say good night, everybody, and happy hunting and dig deeper.
Yes. Happy hunting, friends, and dig deeper. And I'll be there Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday this week.
And you won't have to put up with Big Poppy too much. He's going to be eating a sausage.
There you go.
That's it. We'll
All
see
right,
y'all
guys.
later.
We'll see you.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you.